Hi Big Tractor Power fans, this video comes to you from a western Kentucky field where a 490 engine horsepower John Deere 9RX 490 articulated track tractor is working on spring tillage, preparing the soil for corn planting with a 45-foot wide Kelly Diamond Harrow. During this video, we're going to take a look at this big track tractor's production history, specifications, and price tag, as well as climbing up in the cab to visit with the farmer to get his perspective of running a big track tractor like this one and operating a chain disc like this Kelly Diamond Harrow, which has a lot of great advantages in working in both wet and dry conditions. But first, let's head out to the field so you can see and hear this big farm machinery in action. The 490 engine horsepower 9RX 490 tractor is one of 4 models in John Deere's second generation of articulated 4-track tractors. The newest generation of 9RX tractors also includes 540, 590, and 640 horsepower machines. John Deere introduced its 4-track articulated tractor design for model year 2016. The first generation of 9RX series tractors included 4 models ranging from 470 to 620 engine horsepower. These tractors remained in production through model year 2021. The second generation 9RX series tractors were announced by the company in the spring of 2021, and full production began for model year 2022. Major changes for the second generation of 9RX series tractors includes axle updates, engine updates, and cab updates. The 9RX series is manufactured at John Deere's Waterloo, Iowa tractor factory. The model designation on these tractors indicates several things. 9 indicates that the tractor is the largest horsepower classification from the company. R indicates that it's a premium tractor, and X indicates that it has 4 tracks. The horsepower rating then follows the 9RX designation. The 9RX 490 is powered by a 13.6-liter John Deere 6-cylinder, 827 cubic inch diesel engine. Rated at 490 engine horsepower, the tractor can achieve a maximum horsepower of 539 when it needs to power through tough field conditions, and it offers 335 PTO horsepower. The 9RX 490 tractor is equipped with a John Deere E18 power shift transmission featuring 18 forward and 6 reverse speeds. This tractor can travel from 2.5 miles per hour all the way up to 25 miles per hour. It's fitted with a 400-gallon diesel fuel tank and a 22-gallon diesel emission fluid tank for clean engine solutions. When the 9RX 490 rolls off the assembly line in Waterloo, Iowa, it weighs in at 54,320 pounds. It can be field weighted up to 62,000 pounds. According to JohnDeere.com, the list price for a model year 2022 9RX 490 is $683,979. Now that we know a little bit about the specifications of the 9RX 490, let's climb up in the cab of the tractor to visit with a farmer to see what he likes about running this big 4-track tractor, as well as the Kelly Rice45 chain disc that is being used in this field to prepare the soil for corn planting. I'm up in the cab of the John Deere 9RX 490, and this is a really nice modern tractor. It's running at just over 10 miles per hour, and it is just so smooth and quiet. You can hardly tell that it's running as fast as it is. It's got great visibility with the new John Deere mirror here on the side, 2-stage, so we can take a look at the tracks on the lower side and the Kelly Diamond Harrow in the back. Here we can see the harrow doing a good job working up the ground. It does a nice job whether the ground's nice and dry like we are here, or if you're a little wet in other parts of the field. It does a nice job in airing out the soil and incorporating the residue. I wanted to ask you, I noticed that even though we're doing the edge of the field, that the tractor's actually tracking the boundary here.
Yep, that's right. We've got all of our boundaries GPS mapped into my John Deere, so the Gen 4 monitor is able to generate its own boundary line for us to run.
Well, that's got to make the days a little bit easier and more precise.
Yeah, it makes you want to take a nap in some of these big fields.
So you can see here the auto guidance has it on 45-foot pass as we do the headlands here on the field. So how have you liked this new 9RX?
I've liked it pretty well so far. It was hard to go away from the red machine, but I think this one might have the 470 Steiger beat.
Well, there's definitely lots of room in the cab and you know, ease of operation with all the controls there on the armrest, and your gauges all in one spot on the post of the cab here. It's got to be nice having tracks here with some of these wet spots out in the field.
Yeah, so that before you got out here in that wet spot earlier, back whenever we had that wheeled machine, it bogged it down. You know, even if you thought about getting too close, but this was able to go through a lot more than what I was expecting to be able to. Got all of our fields. We try to keep them all the boundaries mapped in our my John Deere. And this one's always tough to figure out how to where to set your boundary at because of this flood spot being out here. Always got planting time.
Well, you definitely wouldn't see a disc go through something that way the way that Kelly just cut into it. So we can see this Kelly Diamond Harrow really does a nice job kind of incorporating the residue and sizing it up. What made your farm decide to go with one of these, and how long have you run this one?
So we've run this one for a touch over 10 years. We really like how it levels out, some of the deep, or I guess some of the shallow ruts and deeper sprayer tracks without, working too deep. Truly whenever we plant corn, we're still planting into a no-till seed bed, but it does a good job of cutting through the residue and airing it out, getting it to dry out a bit quicker.
So what initially got your attention to try this out, or what were you running before?
So we had run, some of those spike tine harrows, the Phillips or the Phoenix, those more basic ones, but had a chance to demo this machine, and after running it for a little bit out at our place, decided to go ahead and buy one.
So you're really just working like a ½ inch down or an inch on the surface?
Yep, so whenever it's working over, wheat and double crop bean residue, it's really not cutting down too deep into the soil, more so just cutting that up, lifting it up and leveling and even the residue out.
We can see some of those sprayer ruts out here. I mean, they're not too deep, but that's something the planter's going to bounce over. And we can look back here and it just kind of erases them, flipping the dirt over. And it's nice it cuts that kind of volunteer wheat and grass off too at the roots and flips it.
So I would say that's one downside to this. If you have very much, I guess, green growth, our blade set up the CL1, now that it has some wear on it, isn't going to cut through, too thick of a mat. I think the K4s and some of the heavier blades or a fresh set of the CL1s would do the trick a bit better, but these try to skate over the top if there's too much green out there.
Well, it's nice that it lets you get up to 10 miles per hour and you really don't feel it back there, and it must be nice also that when you get to a turn, you just turn around and go. There's no slowing down.
Yeah, if you have to pick and choose which fields to run 10 miles an hour in, this one here, it's got a few more rocks, so it might get a bit bumpier.
Here we can see again, we're going right up that sprayer trail. And we can look back there and it's working up a nice seed bed. So I noticed, you know, when I was filming out on the ground, you're able to go through some mud holes and it doesn't seem like it slows it down in the least. It must be nice to get out here a little bit wetter and air out the ground ahead of the planter too.
Yep, since those blades aren't cutting deep into the ground, it's able to slide across the top, and even though, you know, don't like to run it in mud, it can go on some of those heavier or wetter spots in the field.
So I noticed this is the signature edition cab, so you've got the heated seat and the air conditioning and the massaging feature here.
Yep, I do, fortunately.
Well, that makes those nice long days a little bit better. Well, John Deere's done a nice job in the layout of these cabs and the creature comforts, and also the visibility is great, even though it has this larger muffler up here that's really not any obstruction to the view of the tractor or the operation ahead. I hope you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field with and up in the cab of the John Deere 9RX 490 articulated track tractor working with the Kelly Diamond Harrow. I'd like to hear in the comment section below this video what type of tractor and implement you're operating during spring planting to prepare the seedbed on your farm. If you've enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there's over 2,000 videos of farm machines in action. If you would like to see additional content from this channel, continue to watch for a few more seconds of the end screen for a direct link to more Big Tractor Power YouTube videos featuring spring tillage and planting. As always, thank you for watching.